Hey guys, it's me, Diana. Welcome to my channel, Sophisticated Divas, and this is a D&D vlog. I was supposed to be going to work out, but I didn't go and work out because I learned of some disturbing news today. And hold on, Alexa, stop. Hi, Ayana. So, anyway, uh, I get so many emails. I get a lot of phone calls. I get a lot of text and everything. And, I have to just like really siphon through. But, many of you guys know when I actually started out on YouTube, I started out on trying to learn makeup, learn how to do with makeup. That's actually what I wanted to do, was just makeup. But then I wanted to change my life, and I wanted to lose weight. And that's something that I set out to do, was to change and reinvent myself, change my whole outlook on life, and not just drown myself in my own sorrow. So within that, I learned of the weight loss community. You guys know that I am in the weight loss community, and I am a part of the Weight Loss Surgery Foundation of America. And hi, so it's like with weight loss surgery and stuff like that. And so, like, if you want to get grants and stuff, it's different people in different parts of the world where you can actually submit letters in, and then you can get grants and all this stuff. So I am the one in Atlanta. Within me doing this journey, you meet so many thousands of people and you touch so many lives. It is so many people that said that I inspire them, I touch their lives, but you guys don't know how you guys inspire me too. And it's a lot of you out there that I truly love, that I have made a bond with. And with that being said, years ago, I met a group of women in Vegas. But I knew them before I went to Vegas, but then we became really, really close when I went to Vegas. I went to Vegas for a meet and greet to meet all these people. So when I'm getting off of this bus and you see all of these people coming around, I met a good friend. And I learned today, she reached out to me today, and she told me that she lost the love of her life not even a month after David. I didn't know how to feel. I did not know how to feel. Hurt, confused, because it's so many of these people, some of these people that you actually make this bond with. And I have made a bond with a lot of people, and that we kept in contact with each other and all that. For a little bit, we lost contact. Not love. Well, we didn't lose contact. It's just that I stopped calling. I stopped doing my part, as you know, with the pocket peeps and everything. And she was saying that how she has watched me and how I get up and I continue to go on and I inspire her. First, it started off with weight loss. And within this process and stuff that I'm going through right now, I still grieve. I'm still grieving, and she just wanted to know, how do I deal with it? How are you dealing with it? How are you getting up and you just keep going? I take it one day at a time. And at the beginning, you have to take it 1 second at a time, one breath at a time. And the hard part, one of the hardest parts, is finding out that your loved one is gone, that they have, crossed over. That's the hurt and shocking part. That's the big blow. That's the big blow that you get. And the shock sets in, because when I was told that, first I couldn't believe it, because I just talked to somebody 14 minutes ago. You know what I'm saying? I just talked to him, and then boom, it's gone. But I didn't believe it at first, because I needed to see things. I needed to know things so that I can be able to believe what these people were saying to me. And I never imagined. I am a very strong person. When I say that I am strong, and at the time that something happens, I'm trying to fix it. I have always been a problem solver. When stuff comes up, I always try and fix it. And I'm always trying to fix stuff even before David did it. You know, if David called me and was like, hey, the truck ran hot. Soon as David is telling me that, I'm texting on my phone right now, setting up an appointment for the truck to go into the shop by the time I make it home. That's how I handle stuff. That's how I did stuff in my household. I don't let stuff drag on. You know, it's just that, you know, we were a team. We were a team and we stuck together through every single thing. So when you're trying to get through all of this right here, you cannot listen to all these people out here in YouTube land. You can't listen to even a lot of your friends. You have to be able to deal with this and find a place within yourself to start trying to heal. You know, yeah, you're going to want to get into bed. You're going to stay in the bed. It's times that I did not want to crawl out of the bed, but I was actually scared to stay in my house. Nothing that David would do to me. David would never, ever hurt me. But I just needed a place of peace so that I can actually deal with things, because my head was all over the place. And when I sit here and I tell you, I was telling the doctors, as long as he's breathing, I can deal with anything. And I meant that. I meant that. As long as he is breathing, I can deal with anything. And when they said that he did not make it, wait a minute, you know, excuse me, he didn't make it. Nah, y'all got the wrong person. You know, you got the wrong person. And then having to go and explain it to my children because I was waiting at the finish line. And when I say that I can deal with anything, guys, I can deal with anything. But I never ever prepared myself for not being able to love David. That's something that I was not prepared to deal with at all. At all. You know what I'm saying? I just couldn't I couldn't focus. I couldn't function. No, nothing. I was crushed and broken. Just broken. And I know that I needed to deal with these things in some type of way. And then people say, okay, you need to go to counseling. You need to do this. You need to do that. I want to sit here and tell a lot of you guys, I mean, counselors can help you. You know, that is meant for some people. Counselors can. Pastors can. You know what I'm saying? Sisters of the church, brothers of the church, deacons, all these people can help you. But that's not what God had in store for me. You know, he had a different process of me healing. And I talked to the counselors with the military. I did do that. I talked to them over the phone and they were like, you know, you're doing your thing on YouTube and it sounds like, you know, you're okay. You guys know many of times that you guys see me at different buildings. It's times that I'll be on top of a parking deck somewhere sitting in my car. These videos are up crying because I did not want to go and sit in a room. This is just me. You know, I didn't want to go and sit in a room and crying out to all these people that's in there or either this counselor. Okay, you're trained on what to say to me. You know, if you have not experienced what I'm going through, it's nothing that you can tell me. You know, you're not experiencing my hurt. You know what I'm saying? All you know is that I'm hurting. You see it. That's the only thing. You see that I'm hurting. But can you feel that I'm hurting? Some people cry because they see you cry. You know what I'm saying? But do you honestly feel my pain and understand what I'm going through? You don't understand my emotions and stuff right now. My emotions are all over the place. I have children at home that they need to eat. I need to work. It's all these things that I need to do. You know, and I need help. But you cannot help me within an hour. You can't help me. Only God can help me. So what I did was I got on YouTube. I cried out to you guys. I knew that I was going to need to like get myself straight to go back to work and stuff like that. My mind was just all over the place. It was all over the place. So what I did was I went to who I knew could help me. When I needed to cry out and I needed somebody to hear me and know that I'm hurting and understand my heart and my feelings and how I am, I went to David. I went to the graveyard. That's where I went. I'm not saying that everybody has to go and do what I did, but this is how I dealt with things. I went there and I asked him, help me get through this. show me how to get through this. You know what I'm saying? I got the kids and all this stuff. Just show me how to get through this. And because I don't know. I don't know life without being able to love you. I don't know life without me and you talking every day. This is so different for me. And it has been years. David has never not come home. Never, ever not come home. And when I was told that, and I'm at this place and I'm saying, it's going to be, David's going to walk through the door. I knew he was going to walk through the door. I knew my cell phone was going to ring. I knew it was going to happen. But it didn't. It didn't. And it hadn't set in with me yet. It still hadn't set in. My mind was just still, all over the place. And Ayana was just amazing through the whole thing. She didn't cry at all. She came and hugged and says, Mommy, it's okay. It's going to be all right. Daddy wouldn't want us crying and all this stuff. But I just looked to David to help me. It's a lot of things that you have to look back on is when you love somebody and you with somebody. I had to look at our relationship, our love, the children, where we started from and where we ended up with. So when you love somebody so much and you build something with somebody, you build something from nothing. You know the foundation. You know the foundation of your love, your relationship, everything that you guys deal with. You have laid the foundation and you have actually built everything together. And so, you know what it takes as in the maintenance to keep up everything. You know his part. You know his part because he helped build the foundation. And both of you guys were there. So you know what it takes to make things work on his behalf while he's not there physically. Spiritually, he's here. You know what I'm saying? Spiritually, he's right here with you. But you know the foundation. And you know what your love is. And he wouldn't want you being by yourself. I truly and honestly believe with my whole heart and soul that if something would have happened to me, I don't think that David would have been able to handle it. I don't think that he wouldn't have. It's no way that he would have been able to handle it. Now, just my love for him is so deep. It's a lot of things that I actually took away, in order for me to see if I was going to be able to heal and stuff. I got these children that's dependent on me. I got these bills. I got 5 jobs. I got all this stuff to do. Then now I got to deal with all of his stuff. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? I just needed help. And I knew that if God can bring me to it, that he could bring me through it. And that's always been my foundation though too as well. You know what I'm saying? As God. And I grew up in the church. I know God. I know what my faith is. And I understand and I stand on his word. I trust in God and I understand that he is going to help me through the whole process. I asked God, I was in Burlington Coat Factory after David died and I was on the phone with my brother. I actually started praying out loud and I just said, I asked God to take me through this. Take me through this whole entire process. I want to cry. I want to be in the bed. I want to weep. I want to go through every single thing. It is no way that I want to actually try and transfer love. That's not me. That's not who I am. Because my love for this man is for this man. So I need for God to help me. I ask God to hold my heart, to mend my heart, to heal my heart. Help me through this. I needed to lean on him. And that's what I constantly do every single day. I pray every single day. It's not a day that goes by that I don't think of David. Not one day. And he's running through my mind all the time. Now, when I knew that things were, reality was setting in, one of the guys from the fire department said to me, he kept asking me questions. And then people going back and forth. And I had to say, I am the right person. You know what I'm saying? I'm the right person that you're looking for. I was praying that I wasn't, but when the military stepped in. So the military steps in, and when I say they step in, they step in. They come prepared and ready. Not only is my background and my family, military, and then my brother is like high rank. My brother was in Korea at the time, and then he made phone calls to the military bases. He made one to Fort Bragg and Fort Gillum, and it was one more. So he made a phone call to them, and all of a sudden, everybody was contacting me like within 30 minutes, and they were trying to get to me and my children, and they did. But when the military stood in, and when it hit me, is when the guys, and I was also on it's on the websites though too, on the military website, and it's also on Facebook. But when one of the guys, I was gonna get his name, when they say their prayer, and they told David to stand down because they now have the watch, I wasn't ready. That sent shockwaves through me, because when they tell the soldier to stand down, we now have the watch. Rest well. They were stepping in. And when they told me that we're stepping in for Master Sergeant Oates. And we now have the watch of you and these children. And we will now have the watch until you say I do again. And then your new husband will resume the watch. That's something I never wanted to hear. For them to tell him to stand down and rest well. That's something that I never wanted to hear. But then everything was really setting in. Everything was setting in then. And now I knew I had to deal with stuff. And they were saying, okay, now, when they came in, they walked me through every single thing. When they said that they were stepping in for David, they stepped in. If I needed them to come and mow the lawn, take me shopping, which they did. I drove nowhere. They came from like hours away to drive me and my children to where we needed to go. And they can still do it now. And they watch, for me and my kids. Wanted to know when I was at work, when I left, how everything was done. But they stood in like my husband. They really did. They was handling things and stuff like that. And I really appreciated them. But I had to pray. It was many times that I didn't want to get up. I didn't want to get out of bed. Time was passing by. And then the hard part is that I could not get the services done until the military was ready. Until they was ready, and some other investigations went on, was ready. But I have dealt with a lot. It's people on here that will tell you you're not ready to heal. And that's what it is. It's healing. It's healing. It's not moving on. I don't even like the word moving on like that. When you've lost a loved one, it's like, oh, you moving on. It's like, you forgetting about this person and stuff like that. It ain't that. It's just that you are starting the process of healing. And no one on here can tell you when you are ready for healing. Nobody can tell you when to move but you. Only you and God. You know what I'm saying? You have to make peace with yourself, peace with God. Nobody can tell you that. These people will sit on here. It's people on here then telling me, you know what I'm saying? Oh, it ain't been long enough. It ain't been long enough. You can't tell me when I want to start my healing process and when I want to pick myself up from out of this negative place. from this place that's hurting me, and when I want to start healing, it's nobody on here can tell me that. Nobody can tell me. I mean, unless you have been through what I've been through, it's nothing you can tell me. Nothing. Unless you have lost your loved one and know everything that I am going through. It's nothing that you can tell me. I don't give a damn about you sitting there saying it ain't been long enough. You can't tell me that it has not been long enough for me. You cannot tell me that it is not time for me to go and get outside of this house from being so depressed, with some of my girlfriends. You can't tell me that I got to be stuck in this place for 2 years, for 5 years. You're going to be feeling this way for 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's too early for you to be getting up and, trying to move and go to work. You need to be sitting right here crying in this bed for 2 years. It ain't been long enough. I tell y'all, it's a lot of y'all on here can kiss my ass with that, because a lot of y'all have tried to judge me with all of that. But until you have walked in my shoes and you sit where I am sitting, and with my children, and still trying to go on and handle it, I handle business. Even though all this stuff happened to me, I'm still going to be Diana. I'm going to handle business. But I had to move when God told me to move, because I asked God to show me and to help me move. To help me move. And he did. He did. I couldn't be selfish like that towards my children. My children walk in. Your children see you crying. They hurt. They hurt. When they come in to check on you, they know that their mom is hurting. They're already crying. You know what I'm saying? They're already crying. Your children want to see you smile. They're hurt enough. And now you are the rock. You know what I'm saying? It takes two people for the relationship. But when God calls one, then it's only one left. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't that I was just going to go and grab somebody to be David, because that can't be done. That can't be done. And I needed to get up and move. I couldn't listen to music. You guys know that I am a music person. I love music. I love slow music. I just love music. And I played music all the time, even way before I met David. Throughout the times that we were together, it was always music. Always music. Setting my moods in my car. I love music. When I was broken, I couldn't listen to the radio. No radio. Radio off in my car. No radio, period. No music. I could not have it whatsoever at all. And when I prayed and asked God to take me through this stuff, and I wanted to be able to deal with it and to heal, he brought me through. And he's continuing to bring me through. I mean, he is leading me. He is showing me. I don't know this full road. I mean, this has never happened to me before. But I had to lean on God, because at the beginning, everybody's going to run to your house. All your friends, people going to call. You're going to get cards. People going to be coming. Flowers, all this stuff, food, all this stuff. The hard part is when it's all over. When you're there by yourself. When you're there by yourself and it's quiet and you start to crying, it's nobody there with you. It's like, how are you going to handle it? Where are your friends then? Where's everybody that ran around then? And what I hate, some people don't know what to say. They don't know what to say when you're hurt like that. They come and they hug your neck, and the first thing they do is pat you on the back. Because the train of thought, some things, like when you wake up in the morning, you're like, good morning. And at night, it's like, good night. You guys got this same train of thought that everybody always say. Right? So when somebody hug your neck, when they know that you hurt, first thing to do is pat you on the back and say, it's going to be all right. It's going to get better. All that. Do y'all know how many times I heard that? Don't say nothing to me. If I'm hurt, don't tell me it's going to get better. You don't know what I'm going through. Tell me to lean on God. Tell me you'll pray for me. Better yet, sit down and say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Sit down and say nothing at all. Like when my best friend came up, when she drove up, love her to death. And I know she loved me and David to death. When she walked in the house, she hugged me And she sat down and said absolutely nothing for about 2 hours. Nothing. When she said something to me, she just said, have you eaten? Absolute. That's what I needed. If you don't know what to say to me, you come in and you be quiet and you just be there for that person. When they want to talk, they'll say something to you. You know, whatever the conversation that they want to have with you, they'll start it up. Just be there for them. When you don't know what to say, don't be like, don't bring up all this stuff about, you know what, this happened to me, this happened to my family, I remember this. I don't need that. I need for you to be here with me while I'm going through this right here. But all these people want to sit here and tell you when it's a time for healing, when you need to do this and when you need to do that. You can't tell me nothing about that. I deal with this every single day. And when it was time for me to go back to work after I took off, forever, I took off from ever and I went back to work. Most every place I go, a lot of the places still, remind me of him because David has been there. And he's done business with a lot of the clients that I deal with. And the high-powered client that I deal with right now is he was David's client first. He was David's client. And but anyway, when I got ready to go back to work, it would be times that I would disappear and I would just be in the bathroom stall bawling. Just bawling. And security would come and check on me. They knew exactly where I was. My team always knows where I am. And Dolores would come in, knocking on the bathroom stall door, where I'm at. I open up the stall door, just hug her, and I'm just bawling my eyes out because I needed that. I needed that moment. But I had to get back up and go to work because you can't stay down. And I know that God has brought me through so many things in life. And I know that he's my strength. And I needed him. I needed him to help me. And I needed to go back to work. I needed to be able to take care of these children. I needed my sanity. But if something is disturbing me, if something was disturbing me in my life, or even now, I'll remove it. I can remove myself from it and forget it and cut it off. That's just how I am. If something is bothering me from getting to a place where I need to be in a positive place. And at that time, it was my house. I was scared to walk around in my house. My house is big and I was only being in one room. It's like, I would meet my girls at home and we'd get our food and we would like go up to the master bedroom. And we would stay in there. Well, we take our purses, stay in there all night. Then we get dressed and then we leave out together. I was not comfortable in my own house. And that was keeping me from my healing process. And I know I needed to leave. Not that I wanted to go out and just go and do all this, that, and the other. I just know that this is what's blocking me. And so, hold on. I just knew that that's what was blocking me at the time. And so I sat my brothers down. All of my brothers, they had flown in. Everybody's here. So I sat them down in the garage and I told them, I need to move. That's what I told them. And it's nothing else I want to do. It's just, I need to move. It's just like if you have been in the house with somebody for 20 years and then all of a sudden they're not coming home. You couldn't stay there. Could you live there? Can you function? I couldn't. I needed to get out of the house because we ran our house strictly military. It was certain times things were done. Certain times TV stations, certain times people getting up, walking the house, all that stuff. Every single day, every day, every day. And when the time would come, I'd be looking at the clock and it would just freak me out. And I didn't want that. I didn't want to keep looking at, okay, it's 4:00, 4:30. It's time for Judge Judy. Ayana, turn the TV to the right because your dad is sitting right here. He's getting ready to do this right here. This is all time to go to the gym. We're going to the gym. Time to go to Starbucks. We had everything just structured. Time to be back in the house and going upstairs, 10:00, coming down to check on Ayana. Yeah, I mean, it's just all that. Everything was just structured. Everybody in. It's just too much for me. And I just could not do it anymore. So I had to move. And I did not care if I had to get into a 1 bedroom. I was getting up out of there. I had to go. If I had to put everything in storage, I just needed to go to a place where I was not going to be looking for him, looking for him to come in. And I moved. I moved and I got a chance to sleep because I was not sleeping at all. I would sleep like 2 to 3 hours, and then when I came here, I I crashed when Alicia came here, and it was nothing in here but boxes and stuff stacked up that we had thrown in here. I fell on the floor in whatever it was right there and was just gone. I was just gone. And it's what I needed and to be able to function, to be able to take care of my kids and stuff. And then one day when I got in my car and I turned on the radio and I was able to listen to music, I knew my healing had begun. I knew that. I knew that, okay, here's the music. Now I have moved. And I know I always take care of business. Now it's time to get to work. It's time to start taking care of all these things and being here for the children. I'm not saying to be here to be an example for my children, but now I know what it's like to lose your helpmate. You know what I'm saying? Because that's who he was. He's my helpmate. I know what it's like. And my children see me as being strong. I'm not always strong. I hurt just like everybody else hurt. But I find a way of the best way that I can deal with something. But I was not prepared. I was not prepared to, what is that? The Scent by the Roses. Oh, I wasn't prepared not to love David. And throughout all this whole time, I got so many signs. I would get signs for different things. And then when handling business and stuff, I never had to look for anything. It was just right there. Something that I would need, like something like I needed something like for a big business deal, for something very big. And I was like, David, I don't know where this is. I don't know where this is. And I went in the kitchen. I went in the kitchen to go get something. And I opened the drawer. And I opened the drawer and it was right there. Why is this in the kitchen? It was everything I needed for that big business deal was right there. Like, I mean, it's just like it was like 30 minutes. And it's just everything that I ever needed, you know, to make sure that everything was straight when taking care of his business. Everything was just right there before me. And when I would go out to the roses and stuff and sit on the stoop, I would smell him. You know, I would smell his smell. And I would say, I know that you're here. You know, I would smell that. And I was okay. I was okay with that. And, you know, I would say my piece. And then I would ask him to let me have some peace, though, too. And it's different things that have happened, like, the letters and all that stuff. It's a lot of that stuff. But after Valentine's Day, I asked him to take a rest. I asked him myself to take a rest. Some of you guys know, and I'm just going to say this. On Valentine's Day, you guys know that I went, and I've never shared this. You guys know where I did, and I went to the gravesite, and I talked with him. On Valentine's Day, David spoke to me. I'm not just saying that to you guys. He spoke to me clear as day. That's when I told him to rest well. He said, "Hello, Diana." And it did something to me. It did something to me. Because I was not believing it. I was not believing that he had just said, "Hello, Diana." He said it plain as day. Plain as I'm talking to y'all. Not a joke. And so at that point in time, that was just something that I had to deal with. Um, and like I said, it just shook me. And I prayed about it. I didn't want to tell my kids about it. Um, I talked to DJ about it. And I told DJ I wanted him to witness it. So my son witnessed it. And then Carlitha witnessed it. And then also one of the officers witnessed it. And at that time, I wanted him to rest. I wanted him to rest. And I asked him to. I asked him for no more signs. And I wanted him to just rest. But if I needed to ask him something, I would ask. And he would show me stuff. And since that, I have asked him things. And at the time that I would ask him something, he has shown me. It won't be like a whole week ago by. He'll show me like within a day or two. It's different things that will come up when I ask him about moving, buying stuff, and all this stuff right there. And then I would actually see numbers, and I would get names of places, and all that stuff would actually come up. And it was funny how all this stuff like came together. It's like, wow. And but at that time, I accepted everything, and I said, I want you to rest well, so that I can actually heal. And I want to be able to deal with this, on my own. And I do. I do. I know that I can get through this. I know I can. I know that I can put a smile on my face. I know that David would not want me crying every single day and not being able to take care of myself, to actually just be miserable, be out of my mind, and just actually be sick. Myself, to sleep every night. I know that David would want me to get up and move. And hold on, guys. I know that he would want me to get up and move, and that's why I say to you, it'll get better. And I'll say this to you because I went through it. I'm going through it, and I wouldn't want anybody else but somebody that's actually been through it, somebody that's actually going through it, somebody that's knowing what I'm feeling, to actually give me that information. Not even a counselor. I would not want a counselor to counsel me and you don't know what I'm going through. You don't know the depths of what I'm going through. So you can only tell me what you've been trained, but you cannot tell me how my healing is going to start, how, when it begins and when it ends. I do know that it does not end until I'm ready, until I'm ready. But I will say to you, you will actually come to a point in time where you will be able to deal with it and deal with it in your way. Not in the way that your friends are dealing with it. Not in the way that your friends tell you how to deal with it. And some of the things that they think that they know and you heal on their terms. That's not something that you can do. What I will say to you is that you can't lay in that bed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you cannot lay in the bed. You have to want healing. You have to want to get better. And you have to want to move. Not only that, you have your daughter. And she watches you. She's a beautiful young lady. I'm going to say she's no longer a little girl. She is a beautiful young lady. And she watches you. And your relationship is so great. You guys have a great bond. And she has actually seen her mom pick up and move. Pick up and move. You moved yourself when you wanted to be in a positive place. That's something that I would have never expected from you. I would have never expected for you to pack up your stuff and move. I never saw that coming until you said, I'm moving. And that's when I know that you want to change. But I do know that you love, and I do know that you love hard. But you will get to a place where you'll be able to deal with it better and you'll be able to handle it. But um, but anyway, so anyway, like I said, you know, you'll be able to deal with it, but just on your own terms. And I know you say that I inspire you and everything, but you guys inspire me too. Um, I just came on here for weight loss. That's how I started my journey, just for weight loss. And then when the D&D vlogs um, took off, that was something different with relationships and the experiences that I have experienced in life. And I only share some of the things that I know and what I've actually been through. And but I won't sugarcoat it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be hard. You know what I'm saying? No, I never took any antidepressants because I didn't need it. I actually wanted to go through the whole entire thing. I did not want to be doped up. I didn't want that. I didn't want to be put out of my. I needed to feel this. I needed to actually go through this, and then I wanted God to pull me through it. And I'm not completely healed. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. I'm still going through this. I'm still going through it. But I didn't want any pills and stuff. I needed to take care of my kids. I need to take care of my kids. I need to work. Yeah, I have a business to run. I had his affairs, you know, to take care of and everything. That's I had to get up and do something, and there was no way that I was gonna lay in the bed and cry. I had actually been going through so much stuff for so many weeks, and then not being able to sleep and stuff. Not the thing was not being able to love him. That was my biggest thing because I was never prepared for that. I am always prepared and making plans for every single thing, everything. You know, saying, you know, hey, I'm not feeling good today. You know what I'm saying? Not feeling good. Okay, let me make a phone call. Let me get here. Let me get somebody over here. I'm on my way. I'm always planning, taking care of something. I always got a backup for something, but I never had a backup for him passing at all. And I never had a backup of how I was going to feel when I hit that wall like that, when everything, when reality set in. You know, now when it set in that, okay, he's really not coming here. But like when I told them, I said, hey, when I'm going to believe you guys, because you guys know that how my birthday went. How my birthday went. I think that that was the best birthday ever. But I did not get to see him for 2 weeks, remember? Because of the investigations. So I had to wait. And that was very, very hard for me. That was hard because some people think that, hey, the healing starts like after you get them buried. Yeah, that's better. You know what I'm saying? That's better. My thing was I needed to bring him home. That's what I needed to do. I needed to bring him home because he was not home. And I know that he would never, ever leave me out somewhere. He would actually come and get me. So, I needed to bring him home, and I was trying to make things happen like as soon as possible. And David and I had planned to go to the military ball this year. So he said to me that, okay, I'm lose weight. You know what I'm saying? After we training, I'm lose weight and I'm going to get back into my uniform and we're going to the ball this year. So, okay, I was very, very happy about that. Okay, we're going to the ball. And so that never happened. That never happened. So when it came time for the services and all that stuff, I wanted to put him in his uniform, in his military uniform. And he had not been home. The first day that I got to see him was on my birthday. That's because they shut the funeral home down and the military came and got him dressed, and my family flew in. I had a lot of family that came in, and I had my birthday with him. And that was a very big deal for me because he would never not be there for my birthday. But that was the first time of me seeing him. And that night when I went to sleep, I dreamed that David and I was at the ball and he was smiling. He was in uniform and I seen all these people dancing, and he was happy. He was smiling. And I know that that was the case because I had gotten a chance to get my hand back on him and be back in control of everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that you gotta want healing. And I want it. I asked God to take me through this whole entire thing. Take me through it. Take me through this crying. Take me through this whole entire process. All of this stuff so that I can be here for my children. And then I'm back to Diana. And, you know, help me deal with this. Help me deal with this. And he stepped in. He stepped in, and I don't question God. I don't question him if he says get up. And that's what happened. He told me to get up. And I look to the hills. Some of y'all don't know what that is. But which cometh from my health. So God is my leader. He is my provider. He is my foundation. And I depend on him. I don't depend on man. And when he stepped in and said, it's time to move, to get back. Y'all, it's, even though I'm hurting and I was going through all of this stuff with my husband died, it's people that depend on me. It's people that depend on me so that they can live. You know what I'm saying? It's people, even though my husband has passed away, I have a payroll. You know what I'm saying? I have a payroll to do. I still got people depending on me. You know what I'm saying? They know that I'm hurting, but still it's like, where my check? You know what I'm saying? You know, I can't do that to these people. You know, I need to get up. I need to run my payroll. I don't like nobody messing with my numbers. I don't like somebody's paycheck being short. I don't play with people's money because I don't want nobody playing with mine. But I need to get into a space so that I can actually take care of business. And when I started checking off stuff, hey, I was back to me. Back to me. And when I stepped back into the gym, the day that I walked into LA Fitness, back into the gym, when it was so hard for me to walk into that gym, after I had that workout and then I smelled the smell, that was it for me. I knew I was good. I knew I was good because that was just the hardest thing, was stepping back into the gym. But I am good. I am good and I'm dealing with it. I'm not over it. I'm just in a place where I can deal with it. And that depression and stuff, you know, yeah, you might have to see a counselor. You might have to see a doctor or whatever. But, you know, you deal with it on your terms and in your time. And don't let anybody push you any faster than what you want to go. You have to listen to yourself. You know, your heart and your mind plays against each other. And a lot of times we try and go with our heart because you want to feel better and you don't want to hurt. But you ain't crazy. Your mind is telling you, you know, you need to get up. You got to cook for your kid. You got to be a mama to your child. You got to take your kid to school. You got to go to work. Yeah, I mean, all that is reality. But then your heart is saying, I'm hurting. I want to stay in this bed, you know what I'm saying, and not work. And then these bills pile up and all this stuff, you know. But you got to get up. You know, I know that you're strong and stuff. And you just have to pray. You have to pray. And you'll know who your real friends are and stuff when people come around. And all that. Me, I have never had like a big group of friends and stuff. I've never had that. I can have that if I want. But I just like real people. I am real. If I tell you that I am here for you, I'm here for you. If I ever tell you that I'm here for you or I have your back, trust and believe I have your back. Trust and believe I will be there 100%. Something goes down, I am there until the end. Because At the end of the day, all you have is your word. Now, if your word ain't good, don't even talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how we communicate. You know what I'm saying? If your word is not good, just don't say nothing to me. But I'm here for you. You know, I don't know how I did not know. One part is me not calling or communicating with you. And I should have. I know you reached out to me when David passed, but I had no idea that this happened less than a month after David. It is. I did not know. Um, I did not even get that from Nika. I didn't get that from her. But I pray for you, and I am here for you. And if you need me, I will come to you. And you have my word at that. I know that a lot of people can say that they can show up and all that stuff, but people are not experiencing what you and I are going through, or what I can talk to you about. And that's just what you need. Even though that my family and stuff came down to talk to me, all these people came to my house. I had to stop people from coming to my house. I had to stop all these clients and stuff from coming to my house, and just have my children and my family. I had to completely stop that. But I'll come. I will. Yeah, you tell me that you want me to come, and I'll be there. I can say I love you, and I do. But I do apologize for me not keeping in contact with you. And I'm going to make some more phone calls and stuff. But I do thank you for letting me know what happened and stuff. But I just deal with it day by day. That's what I do. Day by day is how I deal with everything. But like I said, I pray, and I'm in a positive place. I'm in a good place where I can deal with stuff. And I do know that he would want me happy. At first, I had fear. I really had fear. I had a whole lot of fear. Is because you guys know how David was business wise. Some of you guys interacted with David and stuff like that. He was completely business and then military. But when it came down to me, David was a very, very on the inside jealous man, and he won't have it. And so, but it was like nothing mean or anything. But like I said, I just didn't know how things were going to go with me and how I was going to be able to deal with stuff. But you just have to pray about it. And I can't say, yeah, I've tried my best through this whole thing not to cry, not to cry. But, it was every day where I was getting up and crying. But one day you're going to wake up and you're not going to cry. You're going to be able to smile. You're going to be able to smile. You're going to be able to go on. You guys know I was coming on here. I wasn't doing no makeup. I wasn't doing nothing. I was I was broken. You know what I'm saying? Broken. But I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay right now. I'm okay that I can take care of business. I can take care of my kids. I can do these 5 jobs. And, yeah, I can smile. And I can sit here and say that I had a very, very successful marriage. I had an amazing marriage. I had an amazing love. I had someone who loved me unconditionally, without conditions, and was accepting. And I was able to share. And I know that you had that too. And just think of all the good times that you guys had. And just know that he wouldn't want you sick, and he would want you and your daughter. I'm not saying y'all's name, but he would want you and your daughter to smile, and he wouldn't want you just laying in the bed. And I know how you are. I know how you are, and I know that you can get up. You know what I'm saying? But we fall, but you have to keep getting back up. You got to keep getting up. It might take a day or so, but you got to keep getting back up. You got to want to move and want to heal. And you also have to listen. You have to listen when God says move, move. You know what I'm saying? You move. Don't ask him why. You just move. And you can do it. You can do it. I feel so bad that I didn't know. I feel so bad that people, I didn't get it out of the weight loss community. I didn't get it from them. You know, that was just something. That's the first thing I was thinking about the weight loss community. I was like, okay, how do I not know this? How do I not know this? You know what I'm saying? How could I not have gotten a text? How could somebody have not reached out to me and told me this? And I wasn't here for you. You know what I'm saying? I was not here for you. And when I'm reading all of this stuff that I'm getting from you, the first message that I see is from the day that David passed, when you were here for me. And I have not been here for you. But I'm here for you. I'm here for you. And it will get better. It will get better. So, but if you need me, call me. You know, call me on the phone. Call me. I'll come to wherever you are. You know, I know it's going to take me some hours to get there. I fly there for you and your daughter. And there's many people praying for you. And I will make sure that on the inside of the weight loss community that they get wind of it. You know, because something should have been said. Something should have been said. And I feel bad that I didn't know. And I feel bad that I was not there. So I'm going to let you go. And I know that you wanted to talk to me by video. And I try my best not to cry and stuff. But I love you, girl. I really do. I really, really love you. The bond that Nika, and Jay Price and her husband, the bond that we have, it can't be broken. You know what I'm saying? It can't be broken. And so, and I won't let that happen. I'll pick up the pieces from where I dropped the ball, where I have not been contacting you and communicating with you, but I have been checking out the baby as she's growing and everything. But I am so sorry. I do apologize, and I am so sorry. My condolences to you and your daughter and his family as well. I'll be praying for you. I'll make sure that the community knows everything. I will make sure it gets deep into the community. I will make sure that Tom knows so that he can, you know, tell everybody in Philadelphia. I'll make sure they know in California. I will make sure that everybody knows from everywhere. Now here on my end, I'll take care of my end, but I will make sure that everybody reaches out to you. And if you need anything, make sure that you contact all of us, and we are here for you. Okay. And so that is with the Weight Loss Surgery Foundation of America. I am Diana, and I am the spokesperson for this side over here, but I myself on the outside of that am here for you. Okay. So I'll talk to you later. I love you. Bye.